You saved me once, said the single dad CEO, now it's my turn to protect you. Rain poured relentlessly over the city that night, blurring the headlights and washing away the noise of the world. Claire Bennett stood outside the small diner where she worked double shifts, her worn uniform soaked through, her hands trembling as she counted the last few bills from her tips. It wasn't much, just enough to buy her daughter's asthma medicine and pay part of the overdue rent. She had grown used to surviving on little, holding herself together with quiet strength, never asking for help. But that night, everything changed. As she closed the diner, a loud crash came from across the street. A sleek black car had slammed into a light pole, smoke rising from its hood. Without thinking, Claire sprinted through the rain. She found a man slumped over the wheel, blood trickling from his forehead. "Sir, can you hear me?" she called, pulling open the door. The smell of gasoline filled the air. The man groaned, trying to speak, but his voice was faint. Claire dragged him out, coughing from the smoke, her body trembling as the car hissed behind them. Moments later, it erupted into flames. Paramedics arrived minutes later. "You saved his life," one of them said, shaking his head in disbelief. But Claire just smiled weakly. Anyone would have done the same. She never even got his name. Months passed. Life didn't get easier, her landlord threatened eviction, and bills piled up. Yet Claire kept pushing forward for her little girl, Lily, whose laughter was the only light in their small apartment. One cold morning, while walking Lily to the public library before work, Claire noticed a little boy sitting alone on the steps, shivering in a thin jacket. She recognized that lost look, she'd worn it herself many times. She approached gently. "Hey, sweetheart, are you okay?" The boy looked up, wide-eyed. "My nanny left. I can't find my dad." Claire's heart ached. She took his hand and guided him inside the library. "Let's wait here where it's warm," she said, buying him hot chocolate from the cafe next door. Hours later, a frantic man rushed through the doors, tall, suited, and clearly wealthy. His eyes fell on Claire, then widened. It was him. The man from the crash. "Miss Bennett," he whispered, disbelief flooding his face. "It's you." Claire froze. "You, remember me?" He nodded, eyes glassy. "How could I forget the woman who pulled me from a burning car?" He knelt beside his son and hugged him tightly. "Ethan, this is the woman who saved Daddy's life." Claire smiled awkwardly. "I'm just glad he's safe." She tried to excuse herself, but the man stopped her gently. "Please, let me thank you properly." "Dinner, maybe?" She hesitated. Her world and his couldn't be more different. "You don't owe me anything." But his voice softened. "You saved me once," he said quietly. "Now it's my turn to protect you." Over the next few weeks, he kept his word. His name was Daniel Hart, a single father and the CEO of a major tech company. Despite his success, there was something humble in the way he looked at her, as if he'd been waiting for a reason to feel human again. He found out about her eviction notice and offered her a job as an executive assistant. She resisted at first, afraid of pity, but Daniel only smiled. "I'm not offering charity. I'm offering you a chance, because I see strength in you that even you don't." The job changed everything. Claire worked hard, often late, always balancing her duties as a mother. Daniel admired her resilience. Slowly, they began sharing lunches, then stories, about loss, hope, and raising children alone. He told her about losing his wife to illness, how he'd buried himself in work until the night of the accident reminded him how fragile life was. One evening, Daniel stopped by her desk. "You've done more for this company in 3 months than most do in years," he said softly. "But more than that, you've reminded me what kindness looks like." Tears welled in her eyes. "You've given me more than I ever thought I'd have again, stability, respect, a future." He smiled faintly. "No, Claire. You gave me that first. Time passed, and their bond deepened, not rushed, but built on quiet understanding. Lily and Ethan became inseparable, their laughter filling the once lonely mansion Daniel invited them to visit on weekends. The walls that had once echoed with silence now carried warmth. Then one afternoon, as the sun dipped low over the city skyline, Daniel turned to her in the garden where their kids played. "I used to think being strong meant never needing anyone," he said. "But you taught me that true strength is found in those who care, even when they have nothing left to give." Claire blinked back tears, speechless. He reached for her hand. "You saved me once, Claire," he whispered again, his voice trembling. "Now it's my turn to make sure you're never alone again." For the first time in years, she didn't feel like life was something to survive. It was something to live, to cherish, to share. Sometimes, the people we save end up saving us right back, in ways we never expect. And under that golden sunset, surrounded by laughter and love, Claire finally understood, miracles don't always come from the sky. Sometimes, they come from the hearts we once helped heal.